Hey, good day. Hello, everybody. Greetings and welcome to Shelter Radio. I am David Dalt, and I show up here around 2 p.m. Central Time every day to play some music and to try and do some social distancing without social indifference. I'm grateful for everyone showing up. Welcome, and I hope that everyone is doing well today. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Chicago, Illinois. We've just gotten official announcements that the liquor stores now have a curfew at 9 p.m. because apparently that was necessary. So that's happening. Yeah, so we're surviving. That doesn't impact us much here in the Dalt household, but it may impact some people here in Chicago. But what that's indicating is that even though we're almost 4 weeks into this pandemic and the real effects of the pandemic here in America, um, we have still people who are insisting on congregating, gathering in crowds, and are kind of putting other people at risk. So please, to the extent that you can, use your influence to try and let people know that they need to shelter in place. They need to be finding ways to be socially distant while still connecting through means like social media and things like that. But it's really important that we do our part to help to flatten the curve. And that's part of why I show up here every day, is to try and give you a reason to be indoors and to encourage you and to help you to remember that we, each of us, are not alone. It'll have to do for now. Like the warning is a headache I can just ignore. Find my mouth around the words, but I only seem to say them when your back is turned. Little America, little America, little America, little America. Miles and days still can't erase, it's tied up in the silence of your apron strings. Miles above the love we made, heaven knows the doors we close for heaven's sake. What have I got to put between all those miles of you and me? And when I was strong, I tried to give you reasons, but it all comes down to this poem of the gas gauge as the tank runs dry. You map the road you know so well. I'm a scarecrow in the heartlands as you pass on by. My little America, my little America, little America, little America. Again, bringing in new material. It's old material, but it's new to me because I'm relearning it. And so I'm grateful for your patience as I try out songs that I've practiced 5 or 6 times since the last time that I was here on Facebook Live, and I still don't remember. I mean, the nice thing about having played now for 25 years is that when I get into that moment of like, oh, my fingers have gone to the wrong place, I just roll with it and I figure out the chord eventually, and or I don't, and we just keep playing, and that's fine too. That's part of the thing. Is just keep going, keep going. As we say in the adult household, the term that we have for that is keep flying speed. As long as you can keep forward movement, there's enough wind under the wings to keep you sailing until you catch the next moment when your engines are kind of pushing you. So just keep flying speed. That's the vital thing. Yeah. Here's another one. How do I play it? The girl appears in open windows, hiding in shadows, awaking my fears, but not my nightmares. I think her name is Mary, remembering the nights we went dancing to the tune of our misgivings, and in the distance, dogs were howling, and I think her name is Mary. Crepe Pepper Susan on a Tuesday, Wednesday, slips on rain soaked sidewalks. I never could take it, real disasters, so I had to turn to Mary. And the girl explains the monsoon season. In the midst of apprehension, my soul washing rain away with ashes, and I'm sure her name was Mary. I know her well. Oh, oh. Woo! All right. So I want to give a shout out to my friend George. I think George is watching today. Thank you, George, for watching. Thank you also to, I think, Stan and a couple of others for watching. I'm really, really grateful that you all are here. Played this one a few days ago, and it is what to say about songs that I love. I have very eclectic tastes. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music and always have. I really love certain types of country. I love certain types of hip hop and rap. And there are aspects of disco, or as Steve Albini says, the subcultures underneath disco that are wonderful and fascinating. And so I played the song the other day because it's kind of a proto-disco song. It's by the Bee Gees. And the Bee Gees were just a phenomenally good band. I mean, we can dismiss them as kind of pop or whatever, but there's a lot of really good, amazing musicianship in their catalog. I mean, bands from the 1970s and 1980s like ABBA and the Bee Gees and Hall & Oates, I mean, just amazing songwriters and just really powerful stuff that still resonates with me today, and I still draw from when I think about my own songwriting. So I'm vamping right now because I'm also trying to make sure that I remember the chords. I think I do. We'll give it a try. This is The Nights on Broadway. Oh, here we are in a room full of strangers, standing in the light where your eyes couldn't see me. Well, I had to follow you. No, you did not want me to. That won't stop my love for you. I can't find a way at all. Other nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart, songs, living them all. On the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet songs to that crazy, crazy town. And the place, woo! There are so many others standing in the line. How long will they come between us? Well, I had to follow you. No, you did not want me to. That won't stop my love. That won't stop my love for you. I can't find the chords, blaming it all on the nights on the road. Oh, on the nights on the Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart songs, blaming it all on the nights on the Broadway, making them sweet sounds to that crazy, crazy town. I will wait, even if it takes a lifetime. I will wait. Somehow it feels inside you never really left my side. Make it how it was before, even if it takes a lifetime, takes a lifetime. I'm living it all on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart songs, living it all on the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet sounds to that crazy, crazy town, blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart songs, blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet sounds to that crazy, crazy town. Again, bringing us back to sort of the primary ethic of this entire endeavor. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly. And wow. All right. Well, Stan was saying that the sound was good, so I think I'm gonna throw in one extra that I hadn't planned to do. There we go. on the Judah light. When the kingdom comes, we have crossed like stars. Candlelight we made, electric as the wire. We have crossed like stars. When the kingdom comes, all right. Sorry if there's any extraneous noise there. All right. Huh. Okay. Well, that went, I think, okay. Now, this is the Bowzuki, and it's not plugged in, so we may still have some warbly sounds, but the warbly sounds sound better on the Bowzuki anyway. I think, anyway. That's my whole way of doing this. Here above the pine tree, looking down at the city lights, they call it the valley. I'm standing on the only hill in sight, and where are the fountains? I need to get this dark washed clean, nothing around here ever gives me what I need to turn the lights out. Babylon, I call another place my home. I hear Bathsheba, we're playing hockey on some roof. just to remind us where we're from, the place where a king bows down and admits the evil that he's done. So turn the lights out, Babylon. They can't hold a candle to that throne. I hung up my guitar. These weak fingers just won't play. Went down to the river. Sank to my knees in the red, red clay. You made us a promise. Even when we're wandering far from home, your hand is upon us. Till we find our wandering way back home. So hang your garden, hang your gardens, Babylon, and shine your idols, Babylon, and turn the lights out, Babylon. I call another place my home. One of the things about the bouzouki is how difficult it is to keep in tune. It's got 8 strings and none of them make sense. And so I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best. I retuned it yesterday. I retuned it last night. I retuned it this morning. And it's still a little wonky sounding. Like sometimes it sounds great and everything kind of locks in. And sometimes it's just all kind of crazy. And so I think what I try and do with the bouzouki is mostly just play really raucous, atonal, punky stuff anyway. And so here's one of those. Standing on the corner, suitcase in my hand, James in the front seat, Jackson his best. Me, I'm in a rock and roll band, riding in that Studs Beck baby. Those were different times. Poets studied rhythms of verse, and the ladies, they rolled their eyes. Sweet Jane, sweet Jane, oh, sweet, sweet Jane, come on now. Now Jackie is a baker, and Jane, she is a clerk, and both of them save their monies when they get home from work. Woo! Sitting down by the fire, the radio does play that classical music like March of the Wooden Soldiers, babe. You protest kids listening close, you can hear Jack say, Sweet Jane, sweet Jane, come on, sweet, sweet Jane. Some people go out dancing. Some people, they gotta work. Watch me now. Some evil mothers out there gonna tell you life ain't nothing but dirt. Women never really blush. Villains always blink their eyes. Children are the only ones who faint. And life is just to die. But listen to me now. Anyone who's ever had a heart Zuki is also hard on your fingers. That's just a fact. Just a fact of life. So please do tune into some other things that are happening around the interwebs. One of them is Zach Zaya's Poetry Lockdown, happening at around 4 p.m. Central Time every day. Really good stuff. He's always picking good poetry. Zach Zaya, CZAIA, 4 p.m. Central Time on Facebook Live. Please do check that out. Also, make sure that you are tuning in to the Quarantine Cabaret from Matt Springer. Quarantine Cabaret. 2:30 is actually not the time. It's happening at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The Quarantine Cabaret with Matt Springer. That's happening every day as well. Also want to make sure that you are tuning in to the Kimono My House concerts. They have an entire Facebook Live channel here on Facebook, a group, and it operates just like a club. They have set times for concerts, and you can sort of watch. They have promotions. This Friday they're doing kind of an all-day festival to benefit. My understanding is it's to benefit the closed clubs in the Atlanta area, and so please do stop by Kimono My House, their Facebook group, but also please do put some money in the tip jar for the artists, but particularly on Friday when they will be donating that money, in my understanding, to help to support the closed clubs in the Atlanta area. And as a person who spent a lot of time in the clubs in the Atlanta area, it's a very, very worthy cause. That's an amazing scene down there. People support one another. There's camaraderie. It's like a family. Some amazing musicians have come out of that scene, but also musicians that you've never heard of, perhaps, are part of that scene. And I've played some of their music here on Shelter Radio, and I'll continue to do so because there's just some amazing, amazing songwriters down there. Just wonderful people. So please do stop by, and if you find out about other Facebook Live events or other kind of distractions, please do put them in the comments here because I'd love to help to amplify them over the coming days. That's important for all of us. Okay, this is my last one today. Thank you all for showing up. Like I said, my name is David Dalt. This is Shelter Radio. I'm here 2 p.m. every day, Central Daylight Time, and I'm going to do my best to infotain anyone who shows up. This is all about social distance without social indifference. It's all important stuff that we're doing here. Two dozen other dirty lovers, why we should suffer for this? Cry, cry, but I don't need my mother. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Sooner or later, your legs give way, you'll hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away, let me down. Sooner or later, you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Let me down. Black hair and 7 seas all rotten green. Oh, what can you do? I don't know how I'm meant to act with all of you lot. Sometimes I don't try, then I just na. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sooner or later, your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Let me down. Run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. You run away and reasons why we should suffer for this. Don't bother trying to explain them. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Sooner or later, your legs get where you'll hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, you hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Let me down. You run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. You run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. You run away and let me down. You run away and let me down. You run away and let me down. Thank you so much for showing up today. I'm David Dalt. This is Shelter Radio. I'll be back at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay indoors as much as you can. Keep distancing yourself from other people, not because you don't like them, but because we're trying to make sure that we're taking care of the least of these, the most vulnerable among us. And it's about trying to find a way to make sure that we flatten that curve. And so the more that you can be finding ways to connect while still staying distant and non-communicative in terms of the infection, the better we will all be. Thank you for doing your part. I hope that you will find ways to share your light with other people, and that you'll find some ways to take the treasure that's inside of you and put it out into the world, whether big or small. We need it. We need you in this world. I can't wait until we get the chance to be face to face with one another again, that we get to clasp hands, that we get to embrace, and we get to say to each other how much we love each other. But until then, I'm so grateful for you, and I'm looking forward to being with you again tomorrow. Thanks.